Hey guys, Ashley, aka Mother of Odin here. Welcome to my first ever YouTube makeup tutorial. I'm really excited and also super crazy nervous. And just, it's been a kind of something I've been working on lately. I usually have some kind of excuse as to why I don't want to do it. To be really honest, I'm just not really 100% comfortable in the camera, but I figured, you know what? You gotta take risks, so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in. I thought I'd start off my first video with my everyday kind of work look, I guess you could say. I'm not a morning person, and I do have to get up early for work, so I try to keep my makeup as simple as possible, just because I can't really be bothered with it, to be honest with you. So I thought I'd just kind of show you the basic, steps I take day to day. I'll show you all the products that I use. So I mean, if you're interested in any of them, you can always ask. I'm more than happy to give you the information. But I've already washed and moisturized my face, which is super important. Please make sure that you do that twice a day, in the morning and at night. Nobody wants a gross face. So once you've kind of washed and moisturized your face, what you'll want to do next, especially for me, I use a primer. This is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. I got it at Sephora. I believe it was like $32. I get really oily in my T-zone, so forehead, nose, also my eyelids and my chin. So this is really good if you're looking for something to help keep you matte throughout the day. As you can see, I truly love this product because it's almost done. I definitely need to get me a new one. But the good news about this stuff is you don't really need a whole lot of it. I personally use maybe not that much. Kind of just spread that throughout your face there. Now, by no means am I a makeup artist, and I definitely don't claim to be one. If there is something on here that I am not doing correctly, please let me know. I'm always happy to make adjustments to my makeup routine. I don't want to look dumb, so, anything helps. Okay. So now normally you would want to have your primer set for a little bit first before. I don't obey that rule. I don't have a lot of time in the morning. So I usually honestly just slap my foundation on right after I finish. The foundation that I use is the Fenty Beauty as well. It is a super soft matte, which I love. Light coverage, but it's easy to build on. The color that I personally use is the 310. I did go to Sephora and have them put it on my face to get the correct shade. I was advised to go 2 shades lighter than what they suggested. I do find the foundation does oxidize a little bit, so it does end up getting a little darker on your skin. So I would recommend going 2 shades lighter than what you would normally get. Now, I'm going to be applying this on my face. You definitely want to give this a good shake. I'm going to be applying this on my face with my Beauty Blender. These are 20 bucks each at Sephora. Mine is gross. I do need to wash it. It's the, beginning of a new month. Time to wash it. You're probably supposed to clean it more often than that, but let's be really honest. Who has time? I don't. So this is what I'll be using for today, and it's the tan one, which is supposed to be good for foundation. So I'm going to apply a little bit to my sponge here. I really didn't need to use much because this will cover a good majority of my face. So as you can see, you just want to kind of dab it. Do make sure you get under your chin. We want everything to blend flawlessly. Open the forehead. Ooh. There is a wicked storm out right now. Don't know if you guys heard that. Want to get it all throughout. Again, make sure you get under your chin. You always want to make sure that's blended out. And so you can see, like, I use 1 layer. It is a light coverage foundation. It's great because you can build up on it if you like the full coverage. Personally, I'm not about the full coverage. I have had it look cakey. Also, because I live in Florida, it's hot and humid, so a thick layer of foundation on my face is just uncomfortable. But you can see the difference between no foundation at all and then the one layer that I put. So I mean, it's good coverage for just the one layer. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other side, of course. Again, blend that out. Under the chin. On the forehead here. I do tend to do my eyelid just because during the week I don't usually wear eyeshadow unless like I absolutely feel it's necessary. Most of the time I don't. That's usually if I'm feeling like a little extra that day. But I'll also be, you know, showing you eyeshadow like ideas later on in other videos, but I wanted to get started with the basics first. Okay. I think that looks good. You can see one layer does a really, I think it does a really great job. And bam, so foundation's done. Now the next step, I am a mom. I am constantly exhausted. I don't know any other feeling these days. Fatigue seems to be really popular. So for me, it's insanely important to make sure you cover these bags. Nobody wants these. Nobody. So I always recommend, in regards to concealer, I've tried anywhere from like the really expensive concealers to drugstore brands. I have found that drugstore brands, for me personally, work a little better. The one that I've been using is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. Maybe about $6, $7 at Target. Nothing crazy. And of course you go 2 shades lighter because you want to highlight this area. If you were to go either the same skin tone or a shade darker, it would emphasize the bags and do the exact opposite of what you're looking for. Alright, now in regards to how you put your concealer on, I always do the triangle here because it tends to blend out a lot better. And create a triangle from one corner of your eye to the other and then fill it in. Now I also contour in the morning, or do my version of contouring. So not only am I going to put this under my eyes, but I put it on my chin as well as my forehead. And these are just natural points of highlight where the sun will hit naturally. So you kind of want to emphasize that a little bit. Don't ask me why I do this shape, it's just habit, I guess, at this point. So now that you've got your war face on, I'm going to take my other beauty blender, also $20 at Sephora. It's the pink one, which I find is a little more dense than the one I use for my foundation. I know when I bought the tan one, they said it was made more for foundation. I wish I could tell you why. I just follow the instructions on the box. So this is the one I use for concealer just because I think it doesn't absorb quite as much. Also needs to be cleaned, but it is what it is. So you're going to go ahead and make sure you blend that out. I always drag it out to my temples. And of course you want to focus under here and in that inner corner. Make sure you get everything covered up. Hope everybody's having a great 4th of July. It's storming here, so let's hope it stops in time for us to do fireworks later. Okay, so there's a one. So completely blended out there. You can see I did a really good job of hiding my bags. You can always add more if you need to, but again, I don't like cakey makeup, so I kind of try and keep it as light as I can. Sorry for the sniffles, by the way. My allergies are killing me. Again, you're going to bring this out to your temples because it's going to create that natural highlight on that cheekbone there. And so if you look down like this, because this will create emphasis on your bags, you can see it did a pretty good job of covering it. Right? And then we're going to blend out this little dabby on my chin. Here we go. Alright, and now for the forehead. So I like to try and keep this as close to the center as possible. Sometimes I will go up a little too high with it, which is fine because I'm going to come in back with my bronzer to help kind of shrink the size of my forehead. So even if you go up a little too high, it's okay because your bronzer will go up there anyway for your contour. Again, I may not be doing this right, but it's just the way that works for me. And I'm definitely using my camera as a mirror right now. Sorry. So you can see all blended out there. Alright, we're good. Alright. Hey, hey. Alright. Now, next step is going to be your bronzer. This is super important for your contour. I mean, you can not highlight your forehead and everything and kind of just go about your day or however you want to do. I like using bronzer just because, I mean, it helps give you that sun-kissed look without having to spend hours at the beach. Not that I would get upset, you know, spending hours at the beach, but sometimes it's just easier. So the bronzer that I personally use is the NYX Matte Bronzer, and this is in the Deep Tan. Sorry, it's a lot of focus. Also got it at Target, maybe like $5 or $6. Nothing too crazy. The brush that I'll be using is my Sephora Charcoal Infused Angled Powder Brush. So you can see it has that natural taper. I like this brush a lot just because it kind of helps to get under the cheekbone when you contour. Also under your chin, which I tend to highlight, as well as the side of my, contour and the sides of my nose as well. So the angle just really helps kind of get in all those areas. So what you want to do, of course, open your bronzer. You're going to just swirl that around in there. I usually tap off the excess just because you don't want any fallout. I always start with my forehead, especially up top here. Especially when I have my hair pulled back like this too. You don't want your forehead to just be so prominent. I don't have like, I don't think I have a huge forehead, but you know, you let me know. I don't know. Then I bring that down to my temples. I'm going to pick up a little more bronzer. And then we're going to get right underneath the cheekbone here. So here's my cheekbone. I'm going to get right under there. Swirl that out into your temples. And just make sure you really blend this out because you don't want it to just stand out and then you look ridiculous. Alright, we're going to pick up a little more, do the same thing on the other side. You can see how I drag it back into, you don't want it too close to your mouth either because it'll just look like you have a beard or something. And voila. Yeah. Super simple. Nothing outlandish. Now I do like to go under my chin. Since having my son, I have gained weight. It's been, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I mean, it's difficult to lose that kind of weight. So I tend to contour here just to help make my face look slimmer. So you want to go right underneath your chin. So it makes a shadow and it makes your face look slimmer, which is kind of, you know, it's a good way. And you definitely want to make sure you blend that out because you don't want it to be too obvious. There we go. Alright, so now I'm also going to do the sides of my nose. Again, this is just making it look slimmer. So I go from my eyebrow down. easy right here. I also tend to kind of squeeze my brush a little bit just to make it like thinner to really get in there. Right in there. And then you do under here as well. This is probably what takes me the longest in the morning, is the contour part. Because the rest from here is pretty simple. And my favorite question is, how do you have time to do your makeup every morning? This is it. I mean, I don't do a lot. Like, after this, there's not a whole lot going on. So it takes me maybe 20 to 25 minutes to get through the whole thing, depending. I mean, I don't know. So next step after this is going to be my eyebrows. These are the most important features I feel on my face. I don't know about you guys. But even if I'm not in full face makeup or anything, and I'm just running to like Target or something, I do fill in my eyebrows just because it tends to make me feel better. It just makes me feel like my face is finished, like polished, I guess. Even without like the foundation and all that, it just kind of helps. So what I do, I use the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. This was $3 at Target. The color I have here is deep brown. I love these because not only are they like budget friendly, because who wants to spend 20 something dollars on an eyebrow pencil every time you run out. It has the little eyebrow brush at the end. So as you saw me doing here, what you want to do is you want to brush all your hairs upwards because it helps to have them look full, and then you're going to shape it the way that you want it to look, and very slightly, so you want to make sure you keep the illusion of fullness there. Now, I've used several kinds of eyebrow products, the gels and everything else. I find the eyebrow pencil to be the quickest and easiest way. For me personally, you know, hey, to each his own. But for me personally, this is just the quickest way to get through it. So what you're going to do here, and again, if I'm doing anything wrong here, please let me know. So I line the top and the bottom with a thicker line to give it shape and then fill in. And I'm going to go back with the brush too, just so that this doesn't look quite dramatic. Okay, so there's one eyebrow there. May have been a little dramatic on this one, but hey. Alright, so there's the one eyebrow. I'm going to brush this out a little bit, just kind of blend it. This is a little thicker than I usually go, but I don't know, it's kind of working for me. Okay, now of course we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay. There we go. And then just make sure we blend that out. There we go. Alright. So that's how I do my eyebrows. I mean, hey, everybody has their own routine, but that's the easiest I found. Alright. So, from here, after my eyebrows are done, I'm going to do actually my mascara next, if I could find it. Alright, so now that your eyebrows are done, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next step, which is mascara. This is a super important step because these make you, your eyelashes make you look away because it kind of opens up your eyes and everything. The mascara that I've been using is the Benefit. They're real. This I got at Sephora for $12. It is the miniature version. You are able to buy the full version. I believe it was like $24. But if you're looking for something just kind of budget friendly, $12. Not bad. So I like this one especially because the end of the brush, I don't know if you guys can see it there, has like these, it's like a rounded spiky part. Now this helps get into the inner corner and the outer corner lashes, as those are thinner and a lot shorter to kind of get to. So this allows you to kind of get in there fully and get, all of your eyelashes. So what you're going to do, of course, is for lack of a better term, like zhuzh it as it goes up. So you want to kind of like shake it kind of thing. I don't know how you would describe that. Definitely make sure you get those inner with the handy schmandy little brush. Okay. Okay, so that's one layer of mascara there. You can see already like what a difference it made. I always put 2 or 3 layers. In this case, I'm only going to put 2 just to kind of add more volume in there, more length. I like this one because it doesn't clump up together or anything, and it gives you volume without the clumpiness. There we go. Okay, there's that one. Alright. Alright, so there are your eyelashes. Nothing, how you can see. Look how awake you look. Look at that. Hey. And this is before you had coffee, so this is good. Alright, so next up we're going to move on to our blush. I use the Kylie pressed blush powder in Hot and Bothered. I can't remember how much it was, but you can only find it on Kylie's website, and I really love her stuff. You'll see me use a lot of Kylie's products, especially the lip kits. But I love this blush. It's a really pretty salmon-y color. Salmon, coral, somewhere in that family color. For me, since I am a little more tan, this color just tends to stand out. So you're just gonna want to focus right on the apples of your cheek and then drag the excess up or excess upwards. Same thing here. Focus on the apple and then just bring up the excess. There we go. And then I just put like whatever's left on the brush on my chin and tip of my nose to add a little color. There's that. All right, well, actually I shouldn't say last but least, because there's another step, but I have been obsessed with using highlight lately, specifically the Farsali Jelly Beam Highlight in Glazed. This I got at Sephora, was $40. Yeah, it was definitely worth it, I will say. It's great because actually a little goes a very, very long way, and the reason it's called Jelly Beam is because it's literally like Jello, jiggles and everything. Yeah. I'll be honest, I actually haven't even touched the stuff inside here yet. I use what's in the lid because you really don't need much. So you just take a little on your finger like this, and you're going to put it right on your cheekbone here. So you put it on your cheekbone. Definitely, I bring it up to my eyebrow bone too, because this naturally is where the sun will hit. So there's your highlight there. Again, I'll be working on the camera work and stuff like that, so, and lighting. But you can see, super subtle. And you only really need a little. You just right on the cheekbone there, and upwards. There's that. Okay, and then I also put it on my Cupid's bow. And then on the tip of your nose. You don't really need a little there. And then whatever's left on my finger, I drag down the bridge of my nose. Okay, and there's your highlight. I mean, nothing crazy, super subtle. I mean, you can see, let me blend that out a little more, right? And it just gives you this really nice, dewy look without a lot of effort. Now, last but not least, I'm going to be putting on my lipstick. I use a lot of Kat Von D as well as Kylie Jenner's lip kits. In this case, I'll be using the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in, what is this one? Lolita. I actually remember buying this color. I was on a wait list for it when it first came out. So worth it. I recommend this lip color to everybody because it looks good on everybody. It is a really pretty, like, mauve color, I guess you could say. Really neutral. Great for every day. And I love it because it doesn't dry out your lips like some matte lipsticks do. And it feels like your lips are like suffocating. All right, and there it is. This is your everyday basic work look. Super simple, easy, really pretty. And again, it takes me maybe 20-25 minutes total to do in the morning, so nothing outrageous. But that does it for my very first makeup tutorial. Please feel free to comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video. Definitely make sure that you share it. If you have any questions or any, comments that you'd like to make in regards to my makeup routine, please feel free to leave them below. And I really want to thank you guys. Thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Bye.